Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever channel here on YouTube. So this is a very different kind of video. I've never attempted anything like this before. And I actually went out this morning out to the beach, and many of you know I no longer live in America. I live in, let's just say, a South American country. And I went out the beach this morning and I recorded this 15-minute long video. It's what I'm wanting to tell you about here. And as I started to upload it from my iPhone to YouTube, I immediately started getting text messages from Verizon about my data coverage usage. Uh-oh, not good. So I can't do that. It's really expensive to use the internet with your phone out here, apparently. So you can't do that, or at least I couldn't in this case. So I had to kind of change it up a little bit, and I just need to make the video for you like this. But at the end, I did salvage some footage from the beach, and I'll tap that on at the very end. I'm just going to cut right to the chase here with the video and try not to make it too long. The point of me making this video is that I want to help somebody out there. I want to help one of you. I've been incredibly blessed here just recently, and really over the last year or so. I've been really blessed. It's not just the fact I was able to leave the country. This is something I've been planning on and preparing for a really long time. And believe it or not, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to do it. Like once you get to your destination, it's very easy to live in places like this. You do have to give up a lot of things. There's no fast food restaurants and stuff like that, but ultimately it's all for the best, really. Trust me when I tell you I'm living a very modest lifestyle, but it's in a paradise. So I don't mind giving up fast food. I don't mind giving up my car. I don't mind giving up things like this. I see a lot of people on YouTube with their hand out. They need money from you. They're wanting money. They're selling merchandise. They're asking for donations, whatever. And a lot of these people have ads on their videos just like I do. And I'm not calling out anybody in particular. I'm just saying that I know that we do pretty well because I'm doing pretty well. Also understand that I've had ads on my videos for all 5 years I've been on YouTube. I've always done it. I see a lot of people on YouTube that seem self-righteous, as if, I don't have ads, so you can trust my information. I think that's an absolutely ridiculous claim. You shouldn't let the fact that somebody has a few ads on their videos hold you back from relying on their information or trusting their information. With the same reasoning, again, you see millions of people all around the world who pay $100, $200 a month for their satellite bill or their cable bill so they can have all that mind control poison funneled right into their living room and right into their minds. They'll pay for that, but how dare you have them wait 5 seconds for a video to start, right? Or they'll spend hundreds if not thousands of dollars a year on fast food, which is laced with GMO. I'm looking at you, McDonald's, and a lot of these other places. You'll pay for poison. You will pay to poison yourself. You will pay to slowly kill yourself. But somebody offers a video trying to show you some kind of information, trying to share some kind of knowledge, and they dare have an ad on there, and suddenly they're no longer relevant. It's ridiculous. Well, I don't want your money. I don't need your donations, and I don't want to sell you any merchandise. I want to do the opposite of that. I actually want to give you some money. I want to try to help you, because you all have blessed me now for so long by sharing my videos, by watching my videos, by being involved. And in turn, this has blessed me financially. I understand I make money outside of YouTube. Over the last few years, I've dealt with Ameritrade, at least that's where I started, and I do stocks. And that's all for another time. If you don't know anything about that stuff, you can start off fresh with Ameritrade or some other service like that, and you can learn about stocks. And you can make a couple of the right investments, and you can find yourself doing exceptionally well. That being said, I am certainly no millionaire or anything like that. Again, I lead a very modest life. I live a very modest lifestyle, and I gave up a lot of things to come here. I just don't need as much to function. Having the YouTube channel with the ads on there, the first few years, it was just a little money here and there, but just over the last year and a half, 2 years or so, it's really started to have a bit more of an impact. And I have all of you to thank for that. I have the fact that you watch my videos, you share. I have the fact that I have your attention has actually really blessed me in a lot of ways financially. Understand too that it was never that easy. Even during the first 3 years of me running this channel, that was easily 3 of the toughest years I've ever had financially. It's another reason I'm making this video. I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like to hate your phone, because every time you see a phone call coming in, you know it's a creditor. You know it's somebody calling you because you're late on a bill. Some of you are probably living like that right now. I did that for about 3 years. I was broke. Broke. In fact, it was so bad at the time, I found myself crying a lot, crying alone. Nobody else would know. I would go outside sometimes, sit behind a tree or whatever outside and just cry, man. I would just cry. It's like you felt like everything was collapsing in around you and you were never going to get out. There's no way you could ever catch up with all this money you owed. I know what that feels like. And I know that right now, a lot of you are experiencing that. And it's horrible. It's horrible. And since I know what it feels like, and since I know, like I said, man, just being in that spot where you just feel like there's no way out, well, since I've been there, and since now I find myself in a place in life where I'm blessed, I actually have more than what I need. I want to be able to give something back. Many of you know I don't go to churches or anything like that. I don't have any place to donate money to. I don't give money to the church, all right? Instead, I think it's more important that we give money to each other, that we try to extend a branch to each other. We help out our fellow brothers and sisters. Even if you don't believe in Christ, even if you're not a Christian, you're still my brother in God's eyes. You're still my sister in God's eyes. And that's just the way I see it. I believe we really have to help each other out, especially in these times with all these things happening. People always ask me, well, what can we do? What do we do? Well, maybe this is a start. This is one thing we can do, is we can actually try to really help each other out. So since I've been so blessed over this last few years, and since I've been so blessed by you out there, and since I know what it feels like to suffer and to struggle, I want to give one of you out there $500. I only wish I could give more, and I wish I could help more people out, but this really is just a one-time thing. I want to help one of you, and I can give you $500. And if you're suffering the way I know a lot of you are, if you're struggling the way I know a lot of you are, then $500 will be a small fortune to you. Because again, I remember back in the day when I was struggling and had no money, and $500 would have made a big difference. It can keep the lights on. Maybe it can pay your rent for a month. It can get some groceries in the house. Maybe you can get some Pampers for the kids or something for the children, whatever. But $500 can make a dent. It can help. And I want to give it to you to help you, and I give it freely from my heart. I'm not doing this for any personal glory. I'm not doing this to get anything in return. I've already got mine. I have more than enough. So I want to give you a little bit just to help you out. So here's how it's going to work, is I'm just going to upload this video, and I'm not going to look at it again until a week from this Friday. That'll be June 26th. And I need you guys to tell us your story, and don't be shy. That's why I shared mine with you. I know where you're at. I know there's a lot of you out there like that. Share your story, because I'm not going to have anyone to give this money to if I don't know who you are, if I don't know your story. So let us know your story. I think it's going to help on some other levels as well. I recently did a video on sleep paralysis, and I was stunned at how many of you have actually had that experience. And I see all of you sharing your stories down there, and more importantly, I see many of you thanking each other because you felt alone. You're like, I thought I was the only one that dealt with this. I'm hoping this video does the same thing. All of you share your stories. Obviously, only one of you can receive this, okay? But that doesn't mean that others can't help you out down in the comments section. This is a community after all. And it doesn't have to be money. Maybe it's prayers, or maybe there's some kind of goods you can send to them. Maybe they need something. I don't know. But I'm hoping that that's just going to happen organically down there, okay? So just share your stories. And it also helps others to see that they're not alone. Believe me, running the channels the way I do, especially the size of my channel now, I'm seeing so many stories out there of people who are suffering and feel alone. They feel like nobody understands them, and they're all alone in this, and everybody else is doing great. Well, that's just not the case. So share your story, okay? Because even if only one of you put your story up, on the 26th, when I look at the video again, if yours is the only one there, you're getting the money. Now, as far as judging who's going to get it, I leave that up to you. I leave that up to the audience. I leave that up to the people. You choose. You know, you thumbs up the stories that you think of the people that you think really need this the most right now. And again, it's $500, so it's not enough for an operation or something major, but I know it can help you out. It can help out with some bills, help out with some food, you know, whatever you need. And the only thing you're going to need is a PayPal account. That's it. It's free to sign up. So if you have a PayPal account, we'll be good to go. And then once we exchange emails, I'll get your information and I'll wire you the money on June 26th, on Friday. You'll have the $500. It's just that simple. And you know, guys, it's important also for me to add this, that, you know, the world calls this paying it forward. You know, again, I don't want anything back. Don't give me anything back. I'm giving this freely. I hope you'll give to each other. I hope, again, we can start putting this kind of a thing, our faith, let's say, into action. You know, let's start creating some works. Let's really start helping each other out here. But before the world called it paying it forward, God called it loving your neighbor as you love yourself. We are a community of believers. And even if you don't believe, you're still God's kid. And we got to love each other. We got to look out for each other, because there's plenty of hate right now and nastiness in the world, and the Lord knows I see my share. I am doing this because I believe it's what God would have me do. This is my faith. This is what I believe in. It's important I talk about this just for a moment. You know, recently a friend of mine here on YouTube, Jeff C. from Free Radio Revolution, asked me to come on his radio show, or his chat show, for the Christian perspective on something. And I know he didn't mean anything bad by that. But even as I read those words, my stomach tied up in knots. I don't even like being called a, quote, Christian anymore. And that's simply because of the amount of people I keep finding here on YouTube that call themselves Christians. And they have, you know, like Jesus on everything, crosses on everything. They'll give you these epic messages with all these Bible scriptures and telling you where you're wrong and how you're wrong and all this other stuff, guys. And I never get into arguing over the Bible. Look, the Bible can enslave you and the Bible can free you. It's how you use it. I use it personally. This is how I view it. It adds to my life. It's a guidebook for my life. I follow Jesus as an example. So let's just say I'm a follower of Christ, because once again, many of these people who claim to be Christians, I find online, are the most hateful, judgmental, nasty people that I've ever encountered. And people like you are making the world hate us even more. Hate God and hate Jesus Christ. You don't even see it. So I ask you this, please, if you're one of these people who love putting others on trial and love pulling others down, if you can take all that energy and focus into helping other people, your family members, your loved ones, your friends, your co-workers, whatever, and it doesn't have to be $500, it can be a gesture. Just help each other, love each other, okay? Stop destroying the term Christian. Stop making the world hate us, and by extension hate God and Jesus Christ. It makes me sick. And I had to tell you that because, once again, this is where I am coming from, and this is why I do what I do. So understand, when I bring up God or I bring up Jesus, I'm not a preacher and I'm not preaching at you. Everything I do, all the videos I've made, it has to do with my faith and the way I see things, and I really hope it's helping some people. So I'll leave you with that, guys.
So that's it. You don't have to be a Christian to leave a message. You don't have to be a believer. It's nothing like that. However, I would hope that you would consider it. You know, if you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, please consider it. Look into it. It's the whole reason I do what I do. I love God, I've been blessed, and I just want to pass the blessings on to others. Let's put our faith into works now, all right? Let's put our faith into actions and really start helping each other. Well, that's it, guys. I'll leave you with that. I wish you all the best. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I think it'll be interesting. On the 26th, like I said, I'll find whoever has the most upvotes. I'll leave a message there for you. We'll exchange emails. I'll get your PayPal information and I'll wire you the money that day. Good luck and God bless you.